know which is which. Who giving the motherfucking best head? He just said best head ever, no string. So I don't know if he's saying he get the best head or he's saying the dude that I was dealing with get the best head. But I'm like, it's one or the other. Somebody giving somebody motherfucking the best head. Shit. I'm just trying to give him as much benefit of the doubt as possible. And I got so pissed off. I can't even believe, like, whew. Okay, so hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and I am doing a story time. If you're watching this is on my other channel, which is Neek LeClaire. You probably clicked on this, see my face, and did not even notice that you were on another channel, but you are. And tonight I'm going to be trying out the 2-time spicy noodles for the very first time. This is 2 packs of 2-time spicy noodles. They don't look like they're that hot from looking at them, but looks can be deceiving. I've never had them. I have my moon juice on deck. I am ready to tell this story. But before I get into this story, if you watched my last video, which was my new house tour, if you made it to the very end, then you know that that was not actually my house. For me, it was a real life vision board. You know what I mean? And I wanted to visualize where I see myself very soon if I keep up the hard work and dedication. A lot of people said congrats, seen most of it, but did not see all of it. So before I get into this tea, I just wanted to make that clear. I didn't get the house. Go back and watch it. You know, it is what it is. Anyway, so let's get into this video. Hopefully you guys can get a good, look at what I got going on. The bowl is covering up the good girls, you know what I'm saying? The home girls, but it is all good. So let me take a bite of this first. I honestly don't, it looked like regular top ramen to me. Like, it don't even look like it's all that hot to me. So let me take a bite of it, and then we'll get into this story. Maybe mine has too much juice. It's not even that much juice to me. Like, I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. We shall see. Let's play. I'm scared. I'm all thinking that it ain't that hot or whatever, but then I'm like, I'm scared. Because normally hot stuff smells hot. And this smells like regular noodles. All right, let's go. They're hot, but people be exaggerating. Like, this is how my noodles taste when I put hot sauce on them. People be exaggerating on these videos for these views. And maybe because I can tolerate hot stuff, I don't think it's that hot like that. Anyway, so let's get into this. Everybody be exaggerating. These ain't that hot. But I also can eat the atomic wings from Wingstop. And those are hot, but I like them and they're tolerable. So maybe my hot scale is different from others. I don't like to continue to eat stuff that don't taste good. Like, I feel like I need to stop the mukbang, go get some food that I really want to eat that tastes bomb, and then continue the mukbang. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'll be back. So I'm about to go run, get something, and then I'll be back to finish the mukbang. So I am back. I had to go get something else. I decided to get some Cafe Rio, and this is in my city. It's like what is Cafe Rio? A Mexican grill. So it's a Mexican grill. It's bomb. I like it. This is their tostada salad. And we're gonna get into this story time. This is my tostada salad. Hopefully it's picking up well on the camera. Okay, and it has chicken breast inside, pico de gallo, lettuce. It has like a tortilla at the bottom. Sour cream over here. They give you a little smidge of sour cream, and then they have like their special house dressing or whatever. I had to get the right food, right setting, because this is a story that, we just got to get into. And it is what it is. Okay. So I was dealing with this guy, and I had known him for a while. I always thought he was cute, always kind of had a crush on him or whatever. I thought it was so sexy that he would like drive motorcycles and stuff, and I just thought he was like so fine, like so fine. And it was what it is. We had talked in, I think in my early 20s, we had started talking. And we had started talking, and around my early 20s, I was very popular on MySpace. I want to say a local celebrity or whatever. So many people knew who I was. I used to throw parties. I used to like always go to events. Out here, the crump dancing scene was very popular. So I would go to like little crump dancing scenes, crump battle scenes or whatever. And that was our jam. That's what we did out here in Cali. And I would see him at different events, not just crump dancing events, but like different stuff around. And I would always think that he was cute. And so we talked and we ended up messing around. But at that time, I had started to do industry stuff, and he was focused on being a good boy or whatever, we'll say that. And so we didn't really take things serious. Like we did mess around, but it wasn't serious. But we always remained friends. We always remained friends and remained like cool. So fast forward to time going by, like we still keep in contact here and there. Like, that person that you always thought was cute, always cool. Y'all probably messed around, but y'all still keep in contact. That's kind of was what it was. So fast forward to, I have a daughter. I have my daughter, and I was going through stuff with her dad. I had never been through like, no stuff like that or whatever. And right after things kind of started to like settle down with all the drama that I was going through with my daughter's dad, then, me and him reconnected and really started to talk and really like, hang out and stuff like that. And we became, I thought, like super close. I'm a person who I don't really let that many people into my world. Like I know a lot of people. I've always like known a lot of people, but not a lot of people know me personally, if that makes sense. People would see me out and know like of me, you know what I'm saying? And like, oh, hey, what's up, girl? Small talk, but nobody, especially like guys, I would never let them into like me and open up about things about me and like stuff like that. So after I had my daughter, we reconnected, and he was like really cool. And so we started to, I'm supposed to be eating. My mom, she seen one of my other mukbangs, and she say I don't chew enough. And she say that's why I'm fat, because I don't chew enough. I'm going to edit that mukbang, and I'm going to still put it up. It's a Wingstop mukbang that I did with somebody. I have to edit it, and I'm going to put that up. But I wasn't really chewing that much. And my mom was like, that's why you big. So I got to make sure that I chew. I don't be needing to chew that much. I get it in, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't something that really needs to be broken down, then it is what it is. But anyway, so see, all these times, like, anyway, so we started to spend time together or whatever, and then we ended up, like, for a while, it was just like us, like, talking on the phone, like catching up, because when I had my daughter, and me being pregnant and then having my daughter, and then so it was like a little while that we did lose contact or whatever. So when we caught back up and got back in contact, it was mainly catching up, like, how you been? What's been going on with your world? Oh, this is what's been going on with my world, blah, 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 blah. So we ended up messing around. And so we ended up messing around, And it started to be a situation to where I think at the time I was still living at home with my mom. And at the time, I would be going to his house like on the weekends because I would have my daughter during the week. It's the same schedule that, I have now. Like her dad get her on the weekends, I would have her during the week. And I would spend time with him. So we're spending time together. Of course, we're intimate together and we're protecting ourselves using condoms, etc., etc. With him, he had, his size was great. Everything was good. But it just seemed like there was something that was missing. Like there was like a missing factor.
And one of the things that was missing, and if you are under 18, this story time is not for you because I'm going to talk about some intimate things that your little underage but does not need to hear. So if you're underage, click off right now. I'm for real. Click off right now. No, okay. So one of the things that was missing was the fact that when we first started, like we first got back, we're starting to be intimate, he was not comfortable with going down. And every single guy, literally, that I have been with didn't have a problem with that. Like, I keep myself up. I am good on my hygiene. I have no issues or ever had an issue with a guy not being comfortable or not wanting to go down. Like, they go down, they go to the groceries. Like, it's, it is what it is. But with him, he was like, I have to like get comfortable enough with a person to do that. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to rush him. I'll like, let things like, fill themselves out and, let him get comfortable enough to do it.
I enjoy his company. I feel like he enjoyed my company. We got along very great. And it was just somebody that I really opened up to and I cared about. And so, so like time goes by. So it's like, month turn into 2 months, turn into 3 months, and just fast forward, we're vibing, we're cool. So we're the point where now not only am I going over there on the weekends, but now it turns up a notch to the point where like I would put my daughter to sleep. And at this time, I was still staying with my mom. I would put my daughter to sleep and, she would be asleep or whatever. And I would go, and he lived in LA. I lived an hour away from LA. So I would drive to LA, go to LA, hang out with him, spend all night with him, and come back by the morning time before my daughter woke up. So I would hang out with him on the weekends, and then during the week, not every day throughout the week, but here and there.
Where it will be one night during that week, not multiple nights. It will be like, one night during that week that I go.
I would drive at like 9 o'clock at night and then be back before like 6 o'clock in the morning. At this time, I think my daughter was probably about to be 2 years old, about to be like 2. Or whatever.
And to be clear, every encounter was not a sexual encounter. It was a person who I genuinely enjoyed spending time with them as much as I could. And every time it wasn't always about sex.
And so we have started to be really close. It was so like, we would go out to eat, just enjoy time. And it was to the point where I'm a picky eater. Not so much picky eater, but I only eat like certain things, you know what I'm saying? And I started to notice when I went to his house, it would be stuff that I would mention in conversation, like, oh, I like this or that. And I noticed he would start having it like in his refrigerator or whatever. And I used to think, oh, that's so cute, like so thoughtful, because he was actually like, I felt like listening and paying attention, the whole night. So
at this point, we're probably like 3 to 4 months in. We're engaging in sex. We're enjoying each other's company. I feel like everything is progressing. And still, at this point, he is not comfortable going down. And that was one of my issues. And I'm like, okay, each time I was like, oh, well, it's still kind of soon, blah, 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 blah. And because I enjoyed his company so much, I'm like, okay, I'm getting to my point because that's a requirement. And it's just, it had like that, like, no, like we're like, no, like you're not going to have me going down on you, but then you don't want to go down on me.
Fast forward to, it goes to about, I want to say like 6 months. So 6 months. And then, so we're intimate or whatever. And he had a foot fetish or whatever. And we had a sexual encounter. And when we were intimate, he would, he had a foot fetish. And, he would suck my toes and stuff. And so I really don't like that. I don't know. Like, I be seeing certain people, they feel like, oh my God, it feels so good. Like, I don't know. It's just certain things that I guess I'm just not really into, but I did it because he was into it. And I was just like, whatever. It's just sucking my damn toes, whatever. It is what it is. There was one time that he sucked my toe. And I don't know. It was just so weird because he was sucking my toe, and he had kind of like went up and down on my toe, kind of similar to like when I give head, how, not to be too graphic or whatever, he kind of like went up and down on my toe, and I kind of felt weird about it, and I was like, I kind of like pulled my foot away, and it was just an awkward moment, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know if he just got really into it or whatever, because before, like, when he would, like, suck my toes and stuff, it would just be, like, I don't know. It wouldn't be that, I don't know. It was just weird. But, that one particular time, like, he had went up and down on my toe. And I was just like, I just felt weird about it.
And the entire time that we messed around, like, he really loved that. But he wouldn't want to go down. And I would have a huge issue with it because I would be like, you want to put my foot in your mouth, but you don't want to go down on me. So I kind of kept feeling like, I don't know, like I enjoy his company. We get along amazing. Like we got along great, better than any other guy I dealt with. Like when we spent time together, we had a lot of sexual encounters, but it wasn't mainly based on sex. Like we had a lot of deep dive conversations. We had a lot of, getting in each other's head, talking about life and the future and just all kind of stuff to where I was very comfortable with him. And I felt like he was comfortable with me too. But I always felt some type of way about the fact that you want to suck my toes, but when we're intimate, you don't want to go down on me. Like that was a big issue for me. And at this point, time is passing on by,
So then he used to have this friend. So his friend would come over there, and it was like this guy. I didn't know the guy. Like, I was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I always felt like, he gave me like this funny look. Like, like, I don't know, like, bitch. Like, like, I don't know. Like, but he was never rude to me or mean to me or anything like that. It just was a weird vibe. Like, I always would feel like he would be looking at me some kind of way. And so time is still going by, but I don't know, it just made me feel some type of way. And then on top of that, like when we had sex, the sex it would be good, like it feels good, he pleased me, but it wasn't like, it always felt like there was something missing, and we would always use protection. So I was thinking like maybe the missing link is maybe because we're using protection. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's why, like that's the the barrier that is like causing there to be this missing link. Is like, I like him, I enjoy his company, the sex is good, but some part of it is not like I didn't feel like we were fully making a full connection.
And that's aside from him not going down, because going down is a requirement, but I feel like I can go without it too, if that makes sense. And it still felt like it's still not like the dots still were not connecting.
Sexually, like I was just like, something is not, I don't know how to explain it, but it like something just wasn't connecting. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I told him, and, safe sex is the best sex. But I didn't, like, I really liked him. I really wanted to be pleased totally and fully. And I trusted him. I was around him a lot. We're together all the time. Well, not all the time. Well, we was together a lot, but it is what it is. So maybe we shouldn't use condoms. Maybe that's the missing link that, you know what I'm saying? Because he was satisfied, or, I feel like he was satisfied. I just wasn't fully satisfied all the way. So I tell him that maybe we shouldn't use condoms, So we start having sex unprotected. So fast forward to now we're at the 7th month and we're having unprotected sex for, I want to say like going on like maybe like 2.5 weeks or whatever. I go to his house. Everything's fine. We're hanging out, we're vibing. He wanted me to make him a Instagram page for his music because he did music. And so he wanted me to make him an Instagram page solely for his music because he had a personal page, but he wanted, a separate Instagram page. And I was always on Instagram and stuff. So he told me that he wanted me to run the page. So I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm here all the time. It's nothing to like take a photo or post something for you. Like, what's the big deal? But then he had changed his mind and he was like, well, maybe not. Maybe, maybe I'm just being lazy. Maybe I could just run it myself. And so I was just like, either way, it don't make no difference. Like, either you run a page, I run a page. It's your goddamn page at the end of the day. It don't make me no never mind. So we had went to the movies and we had went to like one of the movies where, like the movies where you eat at the movies and you could drink and stuff. And then I think we ate and drank and then we came back and we just was like really vibing. It was like a really good outing. Like every time we went out, it was always a good outing. Like I can't recall a time to where it was just like, like, like we always vibe together and I felt like we were so cool and, it was just crazy. So this one particular time, I think I had went on a Friday. I think we went to Chili's I think we had like went out to eat at Chili's or something, like something just like quick to eat or whatever. We went to like Chili's on Friday. Then on Saturday, we went to the movies. And that's when we went to the movies where you like eat and stuff like that. It was like a full weekend that we were hanging out. And that night, because throughout the weekend, he was telling me like he want me to make the page, then he don't want me to make the page, then he do want me to make the page or whatever. So then he finally was like, you know what, F it, like, go ahead and make the page. So I make the page and he was like, okay, well, cool, like let's put some stuff on there. So when we had went out, I had took photos of him and him like, listening to his music and, just different stuff. And I had posted it to the page and I was like, okay, well, you need to add people on the page. And so he was like, nah, like, I don't want to add nobody on the page. I just want people to come to the page or whatever. And I'm like, how the hell people gonna know about the page if you don't add people that you already know to the page? So I told him, I was like, in order for this page to grow, you need the people that you know to help you get on the page, comment on the page, post on the page, you know what I'm saying? Like post comments on the page and get the word out when you post music like that. I was like, why would you? He was like, well, I was just thinking like, it would just be new people coming on the page. I was like, that's not how it worked. And then I was like, basically, like, you just had me waste my time making this damn page because how the heck you gonna have a page and you don't want to add nobody? So I kind of got irritated and I'm like, what the heck? So he was like, you know what? You're right. Let me add people. So he took my phone. It was logged into my phone because I created the page. He took my phone and he went through his Instagram page and he hand selected everybody that he wanted to add. And so I'm sitting on one couch, he's sitting on the other couch. And he's like, should I add this person? Yeah, no. Should I add that person? Yeah, no. So he was going through the list of should I, shouldn't I? And he was like adding people. So he's hand selecting adding people that he wants. I didn't add anybody because this is your page. I made the page. I'll post on the page, but you can add the people that you want on the page, you know? So he adding all the people on the page. By this time, it's like nighttime because we had already went out. We had went to the movies. We had drank. And by that time, I was kind of getting sleepy. So after he like added everybody to the page, I'm like, okay, give me my phone back, you know? And at first when he was going back and forth on whether he wanted me to run the page or not run the page, I'm thinking maybe he don't want a female to write him or, you know what I'm saying? And I be managing the page and I come across some female that he dealing with, you know what I'm saying? But lo and behold, no, he probably worried about a nigga writing, you know? So I tell him I'm ready to go to bed. I need my phone. I'm about to leave him with my phone. Even though he was the only person I was talking to, messing with, he still wasn't about to just go through my phone or whatever. So I was like, okay, give me my phone. I'm going to bed. So he was like, okay, I'm about to go to bed too. So we went and got in his bed and went to sleep. I always wake up before him. I had woke up like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I seen that there was a DM on his page. And so when I seen it, I'm supposed to be managing the page. It was from a guy. I didn't think it was no big deal to open up the DM. I opened up the DM, and I kid you not, I still have all of this stuff in my phone. I would never out him. It's not that type of time. I'm not the type of person like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to out you to people or whatever. I could talk about the story, but I'm not going to say his name, say who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But I'm going to still talk to you guys about it. So he had wrote, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and he said, dope ass page, long time no speak, turn up. So he had waited like a couple minutes in between or whatever before he wrote again. And when he didn't immediately respond to dope ass page, long time no speak, then the guy wrote again and he said, best head ever, no strings. So I'm like, I read that, I'm like, best head ever, no strings, you know. So then he wrote again and he said, LOL, JK, ignore that, type drunk. So he's saying like basically like he drunk wrote it or whatever. But I had already like felt like, you know what I'm saying, okay, like our sex ain't really connecting all the way. You know, we had that incident where, you know, he was sucking my toes, he went up and down on my toes. And so just like as a woman, I was just like, you know, and then this DM from a nigga saying best head ever, no strings. So I'm like, who the fuck giving the best head? You giving him the best head? He offering you head? He's telling you that he got the best head? What is the deal? Like, I didn't want to come to no conclusion, but my mind was racing. But I didn't want to like wake him up out of his sleep, you know, and be like, you know what I'm saying? So I went into his living room and I'm just sitting there like going through the nigga page, you know, looking at the dude page, and the guy is clearly gay. Like he had like, you know, clearly like, you know, I think this was in 2015, and this was around the time, I believe, Love and Hip Hop with Milan and the Sir Brock guy. Like he had like stuff on his page about them, and, you know, just clearly stuff that showed that he was a gay man. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe he don't know this guy. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I'm like, he probably don't know him. Maybe this is a guy that think he cute and just trying him. You know, don't know him in real life, but he just trying him. You know what I'm saying? And when he wake up, he'll let me know that it ain't nothing because he don't know this nigga. And, you know, that's that. He gets up. I'm in the living room. And when he gets up, he goes in the bathroom to brush his teeth or whatever. And while he's in there, I tell him, I'm like, oh, you got a DM. He like, oh, okay. I'm going to check it when I come out the bathroom. I said, okay. I wanted to see how he reacted to it. Like, am I overreacting in my mind? I don't want to overreact before I should overreact. I just want to see how he acts with this nigga writing him this, and who is this? Do he know him? Do he not know him? What's the fucking deal? So he comes out, and you know how you could see who the DM is from before you actually open it up? He came, I handed him my phone. I was like, you know, here go my phone. He looked, before you actually open up the DM, he looked and seen who it was from. And then he said, he handed me my phone, and he said, on second, because he was eager, like, oh, okay, I got a DM, I'm about to check it, wop. I handed him my phone. He looked, seen who it was from without even opening it. He was like, on second thought, it's a nigga in my DMs, like, he probably on some gay shit. And I was like, like, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. And the first thing you gonna say before you even open up this goddamn DM is he probably on some gay shit? So I'm like, I was like, nah, like, you know, I'm trying to play it off, act like I ain't seen the damn DM already. So I'm like, and I, at the time, he had an Android, I had an iPhone. And so he had like an Android, so he didn't know what it looked like. And I don't think at that time it was showing seen, like saying the word seen, like when you seen a message or not. I'm not sure. I think, well, probably it was. I don't know. But he didn't know how it looked on an iPhone if you had already seen it. Once you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't even open it yet. So he telling me, you know, on second thought, it might be some gay shit. So I'm like my heart is like, what? Like, I'm expecting, like, you know, look at it, he see what it say. I don't know this nigga. Who is this nigga? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But for him to see this person, and he's hand selected everybody that he wanted to follow him, for him to immediately see this person and say before he even opened it that it might be some gay shit, I was just like, we just start having unprotected sex. You know, all this time we've been using protection. I'm just like, so many things are running through my mind, and I'm just like, still trying to play it cool. And I'm like, nah, like, we just added all kind of music, because we had put, like, you know, him doing like different music stuff, different photos. I was like, what if it's somebody hitting you up about music? Like, it could be anything. Check it. So I hand him back my phone, and he hands it back to me. I was like, no, check it. So I opened up the DM, because he was like, nah, I don't want to open it. Then he see I seen it. Oh, you could see it, because that's what he said. He was like, I don't want him to see that I seen it or whatever. And I was like, why? So I opened the DM, and I handed him the phone. Like, we're not going to worry about if he seen it or if he didn't see it. Here goes my phone, and this is what the DM said. Like, we're not going to play. Like, nigga, I already done went through this nigga whole Instagram. I done looked through his whole profile, seen everything about him. I done already, don't play with me. What's up? So he looks at the phone, and he takes a couple steps back, and he reads it, and he said, he reads it aloud, and he's like, best head ever, no strings. He was like, see, that's why I didn't want to check it. I knew it probably would be some nigga on some gay shit. I was like, why would a nigga be in your DMs on some gay shit? Like, why would you think that a nigga would be on, like, why is that the first thing that came to your mind? And he had said something about like Hollywood, something. And I'm like, Hollywood? Like, because I had already been through his page, and the guy, he was saying that he was in New York. You know, so I'm thinking, I'm really giving him the benefit of the doubt because the guy, he had pictures like in Times Square. And I think I was reading through, you know what I'm saying? I was investigating. It looked like the guy was living in New York. So I was really giving him the benefit of the doubt, thinking that maybe he does not know him. So I'm like, why would that be the first thing that came to your mind? He was like, nah, well, I seen his page before, and I know that, you know, he on some gay shit. And I'm just like, nigga, you just had selected him. Why would he, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pressing at this moment. Like, and mind you, we have been spending all that time together. We did not have a title. We were just, you know, we didn't have no title. We was fuck buddies, but we was acting as boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, we didn't have no title on it, but as much time we was spending together, like, nigga, don't play with me, you know? So he starts to walk in his room or whatever, like, because we go from the living room and he starts to walk to his room. And look, I'm not letting up. Like, so he goes sit on one side of his bed. I sit on the other side of his bed. And I'm just like, so do you know him? Like, why would he write you? And then he was like, oh, yeah, I know him. He used to be a client of mine. So as soon as he said that he used to be a client of his, this nigga writes him this. He knows him. My whole heart just sunk into my stomach. Because I'm just like, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt so bad that he did not know him. But he started to act real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, funny about it. Like, he was guilty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you catch your nigga cheating or whatever and he caught and he just acting so guilty. Like, he was just, his movement, like, every time I'm with him, he's so confident in everything he say. He's so, like, you know, knowledgeable about a lot of things. Like, he just was a dope person to me. And when I'm asking him about this guy that's writing him, he's stumbling over his words. He, like, being, like, shaky about it. He not really confident in what he's saying to me. And I'm just like, I've never seen you respond to anything like this. Like, what is this? Like, you know, so I was just like, so I'm still like, I cannot believe this. Like, I'm like, okay, so he was a client of yours. He was like, yeah, I used to work at this barber shop in Hollywood, and I used to cut his hair. So I'm getting more and more livid because you know him. He was a client, used to cut his hair, and he's writing you, telling you, best head ever, no strings. I said, if he was a client of yours, that means that you spent 30 minutes to an hour with this nigga. So he knows good and goddamn well if you are gay or not. And if he knows that you are not gay, then he should not be coming at you like this. Now, if it's a person who don't know you, just, you know what I'm saying, on some internet troll shit, like, oh, I think he cute, fucking with you, whatever, that's one thing. But somebody that you know should not be coming at you like that. So I was just more and more livid because I'm just like, nigga, like, what? So I'm just more and more livid. And so I'm mad. I'm so mad. And normally I don't never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really be too serious with guys. I don't open up to guys. I have flings here and there, but I don't really trust guys, you know? Ooh. I'm gonna take a second. But I don't really like trust guys. I don't really open up to guys. So for me to open up to him, I felt like that was just like the ultimate betrayal. You know, the ultimate deception. Like, let it be my choice. Don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it be my choice. I feel like that's the same deception as like married dudes who prey on girls, get in relationships with them. Don't disclose that they're married, and then the girl later finds out. Like, that's like deception. Like, I don't fuck with deception. I don't care what you choose to do with your life, who you choose to engage with, but let me know and let it be my choice. Now, if it's a female, you know, a female is not even cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I could deal with that. But don't, no. So I'm just livid. I'm livid. I'm livid. So I'm like, if you know him and he's coming at you like that, you need to let him know that he don't need to write you a motherfucking thing and come at you like that. I'm getting pissed off. You know, like if it was, you know, like, I don't know. I was just so pissed off. I'm like, if I was, I can't even talk right now. But I was so mad. And I was like, you need to let him know, don't come at you like that. So I handed him my phone. Like, you need to write him and tell you don't ever write you no shit like that. This motherfucker said, yeah, you right. I do need to write him, whatever. So he takes my phone and he writes him. And I'm thinking, like, check this nigga. Don't fucking write me no shit like that. You got me fucked up. Whatever the fuck you gotta say something. But just, this fool got my phone. He writes him. They didn't give me enough salad. My salad done became soggy because it took me a little while to get home. But it's still good. It is what it is. He writes him back. And says, I don't know if you know, bro, but I'm 100% straight. So he wrote that, and I'm thinking, okay, he's checking him. You know, I'm still in my mind trying to give him as much benefit of the doubt as possible. Like, as much benefit of the doubt as possible. I don't want to believe it. We done came to, you know, a new level. We done went 7 months, protected sex, well, six and a half-ish months, protected sex, being careful. But, you know, I feel like we're evolving. We're spending more time together, you know, and, you know, everything is good. Like, we don't have no issues. We don't argue. Like, we get along. I don't even be getting along with niggas like that. Niggas get on my nerves after a while. Him, we got along great. So I'm just trying to give him as much benefit of the doubt as possible. And I got so pissed off. I can't even believe, like, whew. Okay, so I just got so pissed off, like, so fucking mad. I was so livid, you know, because I, like, once he handed me back my phone and I seen that he had put, I don't know if you know, bro, but I'm 100% straight. I felt like, nigga, that's some cold word type of shit. I'm like, what you sending him some type of code? Is this some type of code? Because I feel like it shouldn't be no, I don't know if you know. Nigga, I'm fucking straight. Why you, like, I don't know if you know, bro. I took that as some cold language shit. You know, when I looked at this, I'm like, are you sending him some type of code? You know, because I took that as like a guy who messing with a side chick. The girl know, because you know, some girls, like, it be their choice. Some girls mess with guys knowing that they got a girl or whatever. So I took that as a guy who's sending a code to his side chick type of thing, to where, you know, like, to let somebody else know that eyes is on it. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of how I was looking at it. Like a guy who dealing with a girl who know he got a bitch, and he sent her a message like, I don't know if you know, but I got a girl. The person, the side chick or whatever, who know about the other chick, oh, she know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you got a girl. So that automatically lets you know, like, okay, eyes must be on this. That's how I took it. I felt like he was sending a code. You know, like, what the fuck is this? So he writes that. The guy looks at it and reads it immediately and don't reply. He don't reply. He don't say nothing back at all. And I'm like, you know, like, I was just like really trying to process it and really trying to process my mind. And I was just like, I just didn't like nothing about how none of it went down. His reactions were not, you know, it was not reactions that I felt like I was expecting. I was expecting him to deny it. I was expecting him not to know the person. I was expecting not for him to even be a client of, like, I wanted it to be some random dude just trolling, but each dot just connected too much, and it was already like our sexual experience was good, but it just was lacking something. And I'm just like, nigga, like, that, this is probably the fucking reason why, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like at that moment, I felt like I was a cover-up. So I'm like, what the fuck are you having sex with me for? Why the fuck are you having me over here? You got me over here as some fucking cover-up, you know? And it ain't even like I was private about it. He was private about it, you know? So neither one of us was like posting pictures of either or of the other. But I just felt, so it wasn't like, you know, out to the world, like, you know, I'm your big cover-up. But like, I don't know, like, I just felt like, I don't know, it just pissed me off like so bad, because I felt like the ultimate deception. Like, I felt like the ultimate, like, you know, now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need to get tested, you know, like, what the hell, you know, it was just so many things processing through my mind. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to write this. I was like, I should write him. You know, I was like, I want to write. He was like, I don't care. Like, you can write him if you want to. Like, I don't care. I say, no, I ain't going to write him. Like, no. You know, I was like, fuck that. I don't even give a fuck. Like, I'm not even about to write him. And so he had got his phone, and I don't know if he had texted the nigga. I don't know what. But I even asked him, I'm like, you know, you text him or something? Like, I was just going, I was saying all kind of shit. Like, I was on 10. So I still have the DMs in my phone. Still to this day. This shit happened on December 6th, 2015. Still got this shit in my phone to this day. And the guy, like, what really sealed the deal for me, because even with all of that and none of that connecting, still I wanted to have some level of benefit of the doubt that, oh, Nick, you're overreacting. You know, this ain't what it is. You're overreacting. You're like, you don't really know. That's not confirmation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still wanted to have some type of level of benefit of the doubt in there. What sealed it for me is when I wrote the guy from my page. I wrote him on my page because I'm like, okay, well, I'm about to ask him myself. Normally, I don't condone, like, you know how, like, if a girl messing with a guy or dating a guy and then she go after the girl, I don't be on no type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But this was something totally different, a different ballpark game. Like, I was like, fuck that. I'm writing this nigga because I need to understand why the fuck he wrote him that. Like, why is he writing him that? Like, nigga, you having sex with me? Like, no. I'm like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Like, so I wrote him And I said, hey, I'm a little lost about something and wanted to ask you a couple questions. He probably told you not to speak to me, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And so he wrote me back and he said, oh, he wrote me back I wrote him on December 6th. He wrote me back the next day. And he was like, who is he? And so I wrote him and I told him. And then I said, I seen the DM you wrote and was wondering what that was. So, mind you, just to refresh your memory, when he wrote him, the first thing he told him was, long time no speak. So that was his first words to him, long time no speak. So he wrote me and telling me, I haven't seen and spoke to him in years since he was my barber. I have an idiot that hacks my shit and sends out stupid ass blasts. Much respect to you and yours, but those were not sentiments of mine. Wait, what? I'm like, wait, hold up. I said, I believe the part about you not speaking in years, but I don't know that I believe the other part. I just want to know the truth. Because I'm just wondering, like, how the first thing you tell him is long time no speak. And then what you tell me when I write you is I haven't spoke to him in years. But then you want to insult my intelligence and say somebody hacked your phone? How would a person that hacks and sends out random blasts know that you ain't talked to this person in a long time? So at that point, I'm feeling like, oh, these motherfuckers want to insult my intelligence. You know, I'm like, give me a better response than somebody hacks my page. No, nigga, you just wrote somebody, said that you ain't spoke to them in a long time, and then you followed it up with best head ever, no strings, and then now you're saying that it was a hacker, but you're also telling me that you ain't talked to him since he was your barber. And when I talk to him, he tells me, oh, he used to be a client of mine. But I was like, nah. I felt like because I didn't write him right away. I was still at his house, and I'm just fuming.
And part of the reason why I was fuming so bad is because the barber thing is what he said, and then the barber thing is what the other guy said, but he haven't been a barber in a while. Like, at the time that I was dealing with him, he wasn't being a barber at that time. So I feel like that was like, okay, let's corroborate our stories together, and make them cohesive. I just was not here for it at all. On top of that, I was asking him too. I'm like, how is it, because I have been asking him, like, what's missing with the sex? Like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? Because he will gladly, like, he loves sucking my toes. But 7 months passed, like, we're into the 7th month, and I tried to work with him. We're 7 months into our involvement of, like, we were being consistent and always around each other. And at this marker, you're still not comfortable giving me head or going down on me, but yet you want to suck my toes and shit. Like, I was just like, it just doesn't make sense, especially being that at the 7th month, it was like 6.5 to 7, the 7th month. Like, we have been having unprotected sex for 2 weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks, we were having unprotected sex. So I'm like, you're comfortable going raw, but you're not comfortable giving me head. Like, it was like, boy, like, especially being that I'm a female who prides myself in keeping my shit clean and together. Okay. Hygiene on point. So I was just like, nah, son. Everything, like, added with that DM just made everything all the much more amplified, being that it was already stuff that wasn't clicking sexually. But let me get back to me talking and confronting the guy who sent the DM.
You know what I'm saying? So it was probably like a while before I even wrote him from his house, and he didn't even respond back to me right away. He responded back to me the next day. So I felt like These motherfuckers done had a conversation. They didn't align their stories or something. You're mentioning him being your like a barber. Like, oh, I ain't talked to him since he was my barber. Like, you trying to, like, I was just done. I was so done. I was so heartbroken. I was so like, how the fuck, what the fuck in the, like. So after he said that, I sent him a screenshot of the message that he sent him in case he needed me to refresh his memory. Like, hold up, let me, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I sent him that message, and then I wrote him and I said, this message wasn't by accident. This was the damn ain't seen you in a minute. I want the best head you ever gave, or I'm going to give you the best head type of DM. Because I don't know which is which. Who giving the motherfucking best head? He just said best head ever, no string. So I don't know if he's saying he get the best head, or he's saying the dude that I was dealing with get the best head. But I'm like, it's one or the other. Somebody giving somebody motherfucking the best head. Shit. So he then writes me back and he says, I don't know what more truth you want or what you're seeking. I haven't even lived in Cali for 4 years. We are on opposite coasts. I do not want nor have had any sexual relationship with your boyfriend, husband, friend. Not sure y'all relationship, but rest assured that was sent in error by someone fucking with me in an attempt to ruin my professional connections. Further insulting my intelligence. Ain't no motherfucking body wrote that in no attempt to ruin your professional connections, because clearly you wrote on your page is visible that you're gay. So it's not like somebody trying to out you or any, like it was like his page was visible gay man's page. You know, he had memes about like gay stuff and just, it's like very obvious. Like, so it's like, first of all, how the fuck would a person who is trying to ruin your connections know that you ain't spoke to this nigga in mad long? And that's the first opening that you say to the best head ever. Like, no. So I write him and I said, I feel like maybe you telling me goes against guy code. I get it, but that wasn't a hack. I think you were drunk, and if you didn't mess with him sexually, personally, you know he get down like that. That's just how I feel. Because why are both of y'all insulting my goddamn intelligence? So he said, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. There's no guy code, no cover up. Any DMs you have received, read, etc. does not rep any past, present, or future history. Anything more is between y'all two. Personally, I only know he cuts hair well and involved in music. I hope you have a good Monday and great rest of the week. So I tried to let it go. This was December 7th. I'm like, you know what, Neek? Let it, like, you know, you ain't gonna deal with the nigga no more. He had, like, so, because he told me have a good rest of the week. So I wrote him, now it's December 13th, 2015. And so I wrote him back and I said, I tried my best to have a good rest of the week. Tried to make sense of seeing such a DM, but this whole situation is just not right on so many levels, and nobody wants to be an adult and tell the truth. I don't mean to bother you again, but I just really want to hear it from you, the real, because the guy that I was dealing with, he didn't want to answer my phone calls no more, because I didn't want to go to a third party. Like, I want you to let me know. Like, I've been with you for the past 7 months. No, we didn't have a title, but nigga, I'm here every fucking weekend, if not every other weekend, you know, and I'm here during the week. Now we done elevated and having unprotected sex. Like, we ain't got a motherfucking title, but you owe me some goddamn answers. So he didn't want to talk to me. He not answering my phone. He not answering my call. I think he like blocked. He blocked my number. Cause I did say some very mean things. Cause I was like, motherfucker, now I gotta go get tested. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I don't care. Like, no. Like, I said some mean things. But I still feel like he owed me something. All of this was just no. Like my intuition, like women intuition is something. Because I kept feeling like something was off. You know, like I didn't know what it was. Something was off. Sexually, we had good sex. And it's weird because he had a pretty penis. Okay? Fit perfectly, was good, but it just wasn't, something just was not all the way right. And I just knew, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's good. You know, I'm working through his foot fetish that I really don't, you know, it's not my thing, but, you know, I'm working through that. And so I sent, like, this nigga had blocked me off his phone. So I emailed the nigga. That I was dealing with, and I sent him an email of this guy's response. Because I'm like, okay, you don't want to answer the phone, nigga. I'm about to email you. Why is he responding and insulting my intelligence and telling me that somebody hacked his phone? You know? So he wrote me back and he said, he meant to send that DM, sound like he lying, don't want to admit he sent it. Instead of asking if I'm gay, guess he rather offer head and see what I respond. So that's what the dude who I was dealing with wrote me back. And that's what he said, like, you know, the guy meant to send the DM, sound like he lying, don't want to admit he sent it. Instead of asking me if I'm gay, I guess he rather offer head and see what I respond. So I screenshot the email that the dude that I was dealing with wrote me and sent it to him because why are y'all playing with me? Why are y'all playing with me? Like, so he responds, the guy that has sent the DM, he responds and he said, you or both of y'all still stuck on this. LOL, enjoy life. I've expressed my side. You have spoken your piece. Have Sunday fun day and have an epic week. So I wrote him and I said, the guy I've been involved with gets a message from a man offering or asking for head in a way that insinuates it's been done before. Yeah, I am. I thought if anybody could tell the truth, it would be you since you sent it. And then he said, LOL, I told you I have never messed with your man or have any indication that he messes with men. That message was sent in attempt to slander me. As I stated before, I have... Oh, I thought my camera had went dead. It's going dead, y'all. So hopefully it don't go dead. He said, LOL, I told you I have never messed with your man or have any indication that he messes with men. That message was sent in attempt to slander me. As I stated before, I have nothing to do with your relationship or wait. Oh wait. I didn't finish I didn't finish the screenshot. Let me go to my actual DM. Hold up. Cause I didn't finish screenshotting. It's all the way down. Okay, here we go. Okay. That message was sent in an attempt to slander me. As I stated before, I have nothing to do with your relationship or the trust you and your partner have. I would appreciate if you stop messaging me regarding answers that you already have. The truth doesn't change. Once more, enjoy your night. So after that, I was just like, Neek, just be done with it. At that moment, I just gave up. I was just like, you know what, whatever. They're insulting my intelligence. This nigga, he had blocked me from his phone, you know, so I had emailed him. And, you know, at that moment, I just was like, you know what? I felt like it was a lie, nigga. You're on the down low. You're not keeping it real. And I did not appreciate it. I felt deceived. I felt the ultimate deception. And I did not appreciate it. Like, I've gotten tested so many times since then. And thank God I don't have or ever had anything. And I'm just like, you know, like what, like, you know, like that, not saying I don't know, but that kind of stuff when guys go between like messing with girls, messing with guys and stuff like that, that be a fast track to like HIV and stuff like that. And I don't want no parts in none of that. Like I was just so like I opened up to you. I finally trust you. I don't really trust guys like that. I don't, I'm a person who I always get it on my own. I don't need a nigga to do for me. Have guys done for me. Have guys spent money on me, flew me out, done all that. Yes, they have. But I'm not in search or seeking for a nigga to take care of me or anything like that. I've always been a person to go out, hustle, get it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And if a guy do for me, that's a bonus. That's great. I appreciate it, but that's a bonus. I don't go searching for it. You got some females who need to live off a guy, need a guy to, I look for, when I deal with a guy, somebody that I genuinely vibe with, genuinely get along with, that we have a good connection.
So for me to deal with him, and he didn't have a whole bunch of money at all, he was living day by day, and we had a connection, and we went simple places like Chili's, the movies, like simple restaurants and stuff like that. Nothing extravagant. We're not doing anything like off the wall. He's not breaking bread. It's just a platonic relationship that I felt was genuine. So that's where it really, it really hit a different place for me, because it's like, I'm around you and dealing with you solely for you. You don't do anything for me. So I felt like the least he could do was keep that aspect of his life real with me, especially since I felt like at that point, like we were extremely close. We had talked about his childhood, stuff that happened, his relationships with his mom, family, like just all kind of stuff. So it's like, if not for nothing, if anything you want to keep real with me, that I felt like should have been something that was kept real with me, and it should have been my choice. Now, true enough, I would not have been down with that, but it still should have been my choice.
And so for so very long, like, I would just have flings with guys, but I would never like really open up to guys because I really don't trust guys like that. Because a lot of guys be full of shit, they liars and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate because I love me some peen. Okay, like I love niggas, but I can't stand niggas at the same time. So it's like an oxymoron. Like, I don't know if it's an oxymoron. I don't know if that's the right word, but I love niggas but can't stand them, if that makes sense. Like, how you can't live with them and you can't live without them? That's kind of how I feel. Like, can't live without them because I like a man's touch and feel and just like, it's just everything. But that just broke my trust even more. Like, I felt like, how could you? And the way that he acted about it was just confirmation. Like, he blocked me, would not talk to me. And yes, I said mean things, but like, if you have a guy writing you this stuff in the way, like, I felt like, if not for nothing, you can at least give me an explanation or something. And maybe, some people may like feel like that's not confirmation. That was confirmation to me. I know how he acts. I know how he talked. Everything about how he acted and responded and how everything just connected. And then when I write the guy, how his words was an insult to my intelligence, that was enough for me to know, nigga, y'all did something. Is something going on? And, I had a conversation with one of my subs, which, he was on, or Cam, who was on my live stream when I did the whole open dialogue about, trans attraction, Downlow men and stuff like that. And, I was talking to him, and then he was like, well, does that situation make you feel any resentment towards the gay community? Like, does that make you like hate the gays? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, my only sentiment is for people to live in their truth. For me, that's like a nigga cheating on a female and you don't know what the guy is telling the other girl, but then you get mad at the girl and you don't know what your nigga been saying or what. I don't know what, he was saying to that guy, what their situation was. And I blame him. Like, a lot of people blame the other party and they don't hold the right people accountable. I hold who deceived me accountable. I don't hold the gay community accountable. My whole thing is I feel like people should live in their truth. And in 2019, I don't understand why people feel the need to not live in their truth. And one of my friends said, well, would you deal with a guy who sleeps with guys and he tells you, but he wants to sleep with you? No, but that's my choice. But it's several women who are okay with that. It's a shortage of men out here. And a lot of men have feminine ways or into extracurriculars that women are okay with. So I feel like I'm not going to fold on what I prefer. I prefer to deal with a man who only wants to deal with me, and I prefer a man also that if he cheats, he cheating with a woman. And that is my preference. I don't want a man who sleeps with men. And that's no shade, no slight or anything to the gay community. That's just my preference. A lot of people try to shame people for their preference, or they think that you hate the other person. I don't hate or have any malice in my heart to anybody. I just prefer that for me. That's my preference. I want a man who only likes women, and that's okay. But I feel like men should be truthful. If you want to sleep with men and you also want to sleep with women, you should find the woman who is okay with that, because there are women who are okay with that. The nigga is fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fine. So it's somebody that's going to be okay with it. Okay? It's not fair to me to lie and deceive me. I just don't think that that's okay. Since that day, it's been 4 years. He never tried to reach out to me, ever talk to me, nothing, and I don't even have hate in my heart for him. It's not even I don't even hate him. I'm just mad that he deceived me. And then even with the situation, how he just totally just was block, just totally blocked me, never talked to me. I was just I don't want to have a sexual relationship with him ever again. But the way he did it, I was just damn, nigga, like that. We go from all this time we spent together to you just gonna block me just like that from a nigga sliding in your DM and y'all correspondence, it being an insult to my intelligence. I don't know. But it just was too much. And then it had me thinking about, the friend who will always look at me funny. So then I'm like, what the fuck is up with the friend? Because he will always be looking at me some type of way. So, is that another dude you messing with? Or I was just on one. A lot of guys that I was like, Nick, well, why you single? Why you, and it's that's not a situation that is okay, I'm never dating again. I love niggas. I love niggas, but it's just harder to I still I don't know, that's one of the things that messed with my trust issues even further. I had trust issues before that and didn't really, trust guys before that. But that situation just elevated my trust issues even more. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to hinder me from having a healthy relationship. But I do think that there are a lot of guys who are gay, and that it is what it is. I don't believe that every single man is gay. There was a caller that called into my live, and that caller was saying every single guy has had a gay experience. I don't believe that every single guy has had a gay experience. When that caller was first talking, I thought that, that she was saying that every guy who messed with a trans was gay. But then it took me a while to catch on, and I was like, oh, wait, no, I don't believe that every guy is gay. Because I don't believe that every guy is gay. Because even with my trust issues with men, I've never in my life had a gay experience with a female. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a girl eat me out, or ate a girl out, or kissed a girl, or anything like that. Have I, like, danced with a girl before? Like, I'll play for, like, dance or twerk or something. But that's females. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, sexually, I've never been involved with a female. So I don't believe that goes for men. Like, you know what I'm saying? And girls are more closer and open with sexuality with each other. And if I never messed with a female, I know that every guy has not had no gay experience or whatever. So I'm just looking for my white and shiny armor that only wants to deal with women. Okay. We could ride off in the sunset. And that be that on that. But I guess that's all. I don't let my salad get soggy. I'm never, like, with story times, I'll be ready to tell a story time or do like a mukbang and get food. But being a mom, it just do not be working out right. Like, I be feeling like I be having everything lined up. And some stuff be coming up, so. But I guess that's it for my story time. That's how I found out that he was on the down low. The way he acted, he never said out of his mouth that he was gay or bisexual, but just how he acted, how the guy acted, how everything came out, that was enough confirmation for me. Can't nobody tell me, convince me that he's not on the down low. I think that he is. And I feel like that is only traumatizing and damaging. That's why I don't respect people like Malik Yoba who, you know what you like. And I feel like, people say like, oh, well, men are not going to come out because people are going to shame them. No, like, you're doing more damage than good. I feel like, come out, be who you are. If that's what you like, that's what you like. You don't need to drag other people into your mess. Be true to who you are. I feel like more people should be true to who they are. I like guys with penises, and I love to utilize them. And if you like to utilize them too, I understand, because the experience is great, but be true in what it is and don't lie about it. And I should always have the choice to, if that's something I want to deal with or not. It's something I choose I do not want to deal with. But it's not true. It's not fair to me for you to choose for me some shit that I'm not down with. And that, again, is no diss. Because people feel like if you're not down with it, oh, you're a homophobe, no. I got some of the closest people who are gay, lesbian, whatever, and I don't want nobody to feel like that's no shade. It's just I don't have to agree or want to indulge. That's just me. Just like I have people around me who smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't want to smoke weed. You can smoke weed. I don't hate you for smoking weed. That's just not what I want. I don't want a guy who wants to sleep with guys. And I don't want people to look at this and I already know there's going to be somebody who feels like, because that's my preference, they're going to take it some type of way. No, that's just what I don't want to indulge with. I want a man that's straight, and that's okay. And if you want something else, that's okay. And that's that on that. This has been long enough. My stuff is soggy. It is what it is. I didn't even expect to get choked up at certain parts of the story, but telling it just had brought me back to where I was just like, that shit really went down like that. I'm running out of things to say, and it's only going to make me start thinking about it some more because it's been 4 years and I guess I'm still not over it. Like, I guess I'm still not over it because it still like makes me feel some type of way. It's still like, I don't know. But I'm just going to drink my moon juice. And catch y'all on the next one. To the ladies, I want to know what you think. Have you ever had a situation where you was dealing with a guy and you caught him on some slick shit? Like maybe it wasn't even like with no guy or like no down low stuff, but like just like if you like caught your man and you know what I'm saying, like a situation like that. I want to know the experiences that you guys have had below. Talk to me below, and I'll see you guys in the comments. All right, guys. Peace.
Thank you guys for watching. If you are not subscribed to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the like button as well so that other people can, see this in their feeds and see that I have another channel. If you want to see more story times like this, because I got a zoo of story times, I just always am reluctant because it'll be the first time, like the first things first, like as soon as I open up about something about myself, when I give commentary on situations, people love to be like, well, you only, they try to throw stuff in your face. So I'm always reluctant to share because people always, they use stuff that ain't even pertinent to the conversation to try to throw in your face. Or if you say something about their faves or say something that they don't like. So I'm always reluctant, but you guys let me know if you want to see more story times like this from me. Comment below, subscribe to this channel because this is where I will be dropping it, and let me know your experiences if you dealt with somebody who was on some suspect stuff down below.